Yo, what up, guys? So, in case you don't know, I will be actually participating in the Blue Squadron tournament that's coming up, I think, on the 28th. So, by the time this video comes out, it'll be like 3 days till the tournament. I was kind of excited for it, but lately they've had some changes that I don't know is if it's in our best interest. So, I'm going to jump over to it, just kind of give you guys an idea of who I think is going to make it through the tournament and kind of my picks on everything. Now, this right here is the most updated tournament schedule as of today. They recently updated it, and this is the one that's for today. Before this was even done, this was the one that was previous. But a lot of guilds from this list ended up dropping out of the tournament, so they had to redo the brackets and whatnot. Now, originally, down here, number 42, as you can see down here, is Can I Watch You Sleep? This was Velocity. Our guild leader accidentally put his name. So this was Velocity number 42. We are originally going to be facing Bubble Blowers, which we should have won, and then we're going to move over to fight Polarity, which we should have won, and then the third game would have been against Supple Abyss, which we previously have scrimmed them. We won one and then we lost one. I think we're the better guild versus Supple Abyss, so I think we would have had really strong chances of making it to round 4. But unfortunately, the brackets changed. So this is no longer accurate. So I'm going to ignore this. I'm going to jump over to the main one as well now. You can see down here at the very, very bottom, we're seed number 38, and we're fighting Rent Free, which seems like it's a good matchup. We'll definitely beat Rent Free unless we do something just insanely bad. The second game is versus Hellowing, which Hellowing has previously beat us badly in scrims. So I don't really think that we'd have a chance here. I mean, there's always that possibility, you know, that something happens, but I think this is where we would fall out. So instead of making it to round 4 like we originally were, I think we're only going to make it to round 2, and then we'll probably get knocked out here. Now, there was quite a few guilds that dropped out, and the guild that we were originally going to fight for round 4 was going to be Supple Abyss. Supple Abyss over here is only facing these two guilds, which I think they win pretty easily here, and then moving over to here, they would probably fight Polarity. So now they have pretty much a free ride to round 4. And I think that's kind of weird that we got moved off that bracket. Like, we got moved completely off, and we're facing a completely different seed. This seed, if we would have stayed with Supple Abyss's one, I think would have been a really good, even for like entertainment purposes, right? Like, Supple Abyss is not weak. They can compete, and it would have been a toss-up if we win or they win. So it would have been a really good fight, especially for round 4. But unfortunately, like I said, a lot of guilds dropped out, and I think this is just what they were able to come up with. So I'm going to jump over to this Photoshop, which I've kind of done my opinion on who is going to make it to the very end and who's going to be winning. Now, keep in mind, just before we look at this, this is my opinion. Okay, this is going off of who we have faced in terms of war games in the past, and like my experience versus everyone. Now, one person before we do start that I don't think gets the best credit is Exodus right here. We have never faced Exodus, but I know Exodus has set everybody has said Exodus is very, very strong. And I think even could be to the point where they beat Tier and take all the way at the very end. So I think Exodus is really good, but since I have no previous experience with them, I don't know. I can't tell where they're going to be at. So just keep that in mind. So I think on the first round 3, as you can see here, Supple, Corrupt, Tier, Exodus, Take Care, Abyss, Flex, and Hellowing are going to be on round 3, and then over to round 4, it's going to be Supple, Tier. I think Tier is going to beat Exodus, but I could be wrong here. This is probably the most unknown for me. I think Supple at the very top here wins for sure. Down here, Take Care definitely wins versus Abyss. Down here, Hellowing should definitely win versus Flex. And then going over to the next bracket, right, going over to the semifinals, I think it's going to be, from my experience, I think Tier is going to beat Supple unless things change. Take Care and Hellowing are probably very close. Now, my experience versus Hellowing has felt very oppressive. Like, when we fought them, I felt like I was just tunneled by a lot of their DPS players. So it was very hard for me to do anything. Take Care didn't do that as much versus me. So it felt easier from my personal experience. But overall, I think Take Care is probably a better guild. So I think Take Care is probably going to win this. my opinion. And then over on the very end, if Exodus does not lose or does not win versus Tier and Tier ends up taking it, I think Tier takes it to the very end. I think Tier are the tournament winners. Now, once again, this is just my experience from facing these guilds in previous war games. So I could be completely wrong, but this is what I'm going off of. So like I said, by the time you see this video, it's going to be like 3 days until the tournament actually starts. So hopefully none of these other guilds kind of drop out and this ends up being like a full tournament. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't think we make it past round 2. I think round 1 will definitely win. Round 2, I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice to have an upset. Hellowing, if you're watching this, let me win, please. All jokes aside, I think that is pretty much my analysis for the tournament. And I'm curious what you guys think. Who do you guys think are going to actually take it to the very end? Do you think my list looks pretty good? Or do you have a different idea of who's going to take it to the very end? I'm very curious to know. Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I will definitely upload the tournament videos to YouTube. So in case you miss it on a stream or whatnot, I would definitely put it on YouTube so that way you can see kind of what happened from my experience. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. And like I said, leave your comments below on who you think is going to take it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.